me tell you about a friend. It's Craig LeBlanc where the good times never end. Talking parks and rec, it's a show you gotta know. Welcome one and all to the Daily Parks and Rec Show. It's the Daily Parks and Rec Show.
Are we designing them to be maintenance friendly? Are we designing them to be durable that maybe don't need a whole lot of maintenance? Otherwise, what you're designing, what you're building could just be a maintenance nightmare. The maintenance dollars are not often not incorporated into the budget of a project. Might not put any dollars in there to maintain this park.
Welcome back to the Daily Parks and Rec Show, the pulse of vibrant communities and the unsung heroes who make them shine. Facilities Maintenance Edition, where we spotlight the vital work that keeps our parks and facilities running smoothly. Facilities maintenance is key to operational success, covering everything from turf care, irrigation, and athletic field upkeep to project management and urban forestry. We also explore the vital role of technology, including new software for work orders and the exciting future of robotics and AI in park care. Our goal is to peel back the layers of this career path, bringing on experts and professionals who demonstrate immense mastery and craftsmanship. We honor the strategic and foundational work that ensures our recreation centers, playgrounds, and shared spaces are functional, clean, and built to last, strengthening our communities for years to come.
All right, this is Craig LeBlanc with the Daily Parks and Rec Show, Facilities Maintenance Edition. We have a daily show, Monday through Thursday show, all about facilities maintenance. We've been having a great week so far. Had a couple of really good guests. Don't have a show guest for y'all today, but have one for y'all tomorrow. Justin Krobot. Hopefully, I'm pronouncing Justin's name correctly. But had really good guests. Joseph yesterday, and then had Daniel the day before. Still learning a lot about this show and the direction it's going to go. As I'm discovering, this rabbit hole is quite deep. This is such a broad topic. Directors that recommended I create content on facilities maintenance were not lying when they said this is not only is it an important industry, but it's quite extensive. I'm learning that master planning is that the facilities maintenance people are highly involved in that because they have to maintain these parks for 20 years after they're designed and built. And so a lot of times we might think that the only people involved in park design are the park designers themselves, landscape architects, engineers, and such. Or maybe even the people that build it. You want to get the input of the people that are actually going to build it. But more importantly, perhaps the most important person you can get involved with, I'm saying master planning. What I meant to say was projects. So when you have a project management and a project's being designed, a park's being designed, or it's being refurbished, it's really important to get the input from the people that are going to maintain this thing for 20 years because they have such a depth of understanding of the costs and the time, but both the cost in time and money that it takes to maintain a park, and what could make that 20-year job easier or more efficient. Can go all the way back to how we design our parks. Are we designing them to be maintenance friendly? Are we designing them to be durable that maybe don't need a whole lot of maintenance? Otherwise, what you're designing, what you're building could just be a maintenance nightmare. And more often than not, what we're finding is that the maintenance dollars are not often not incorporated into the budget of a project. So you may have a benefactor or somebody with a great idea or company that wants to build a park, and they're mainly just going to fund the design and build of the park, but they might not put any dollars in there to maintain this park, or might not even be concerned with that. So it's important for the city or the Parks and Rec department to kind of weigh in on this and like, hey, wait a minute. There's an ongoing cost to maintaining these facilities, and we need to incorporate into that. And then we also need to incorporate into the design is this the most maintenance friendly design that we can get on this park? And it might be a little more expensive in the design and build stage, but it's going to save us in the long run when we're not having to run around this thing constantly maintaining it. So I wanted to talk more about that topic. If you are a landscape architect, and actually I have a few landscape architects that I've talked to now that I'm saying about this, and they brought this topic up as well. A friend of mine works for Breck Park in Baton Rouge, Reed Richardson, and he thinks a lot about that as far as sustainability. So are we, that's another a term that you might hear, sustainable parks. And I know a lot of times when we hear sustainability, we're thinking like energy or, wind power, solar power. That's not what we're talking about here. What we're talking about, at least in my mind, and maybe I can have Reed define that a little bit better for the community, is this park, how easily can you sustain it? Is it something you have to constantly chase after? It takes a ton of maintenance. Are we making parks that are sustainable? I mean, can we sustain this park both financially and manpower over a length of time? And if we find out, hey, we cannot afford to sustain this park, then I would say that park is unsustainable. At least that's how it's framed in my head, just as a former, builder and contractor. That's kind of what I'm thinking. And so what are the other things that we need to start? I really just need to start picking apart these topics and bringing in experts to speak on this. So I'd like to do a show on every one of these. So I'm going to just kind of roll through them briefly, just as a thought process. And then if there's anyone out there or anyone in the comments, add to this for me. Let's create an extensive list of all the things that find themselves on the shoulders of facilities maintenance people. I know a lot of times we think, obviously, cut the grass. Okay, check. What's next? Well, on top of cutting the grass, and we'll just go with that. We'll start with, and maybe I'll just type this. Here we go. All right, we're gonna do, but this is gonna be a work session. Okay, we're bringing you back into the kitchen here, and you can help me out with this. All right, so you've got, and they don't call it grass cutting. What do they call it? Turf management. It's a little more appropriate. Turf management. And that's going to include irrigation. That's going to include drainage. That's going to include equipment. And I guess, equipment and maintenance of that equipment. What else am I? Pesticides. This is a big one. Pesticides. Well, that's a hot topic. Pesticides, pesticides and fertilizers. So if you know anyone that's a specialist in fertilizers, I know they're out there. We just got to get them on the show. Turf management. Let me put that in bold. Okay, irrigation, drainage, equipment maintenance, pesticides and fertilizers. What am I missing? Okay, we'll come back to that. Let's see, I'll take that one out. Landscape. Landscape. We could say hardscapes. This is where I need my landscape architects. Matter of fact, I've got a few I can call and just have them on the show and help us kind of really think this through as we kind of build out. And so what I'll do is I'm going to create a kind of a maybe a bullet point list with titles and subtitles. So turf management would have irrigation, drainage, equipment maintenance, pesticides, fertilizers. But within those, we can have a specialist come and speak on application of pesticides, fertilizers, stuff like that. Aeration, that's another big one. from what I'm told. I'm told it's a big one. I don't know that it's a big one. What would an electrician know about this being a big one? Not much. But if you're in turf management, I am told that good luck trying to grow grass in super compact soil. That aeration is very important for the water to get to the roots, for the grass to be healthy, for even your pesticides, fertilizers, stuff like that to get in there. So aeration, drainage. All right, what else? I say aeration. That is the wrong word. Anyway, I'm going to come back to it because my brain's not working right now. All right, so master planning. This is another one. Now, although master planning, typically you're going to hire someone to do this, so we can have consultants come and talk about, which I do have some connections to some master planners out there that help cities create a master plan. But often the maintenance people are going to weigh in on this. So that's another one. Then you've got athletic maintenance. That's kind of its own little category. We're going to put general park maintenance. I've already gone over inspections, project management. Okay, now project management, that is a beast. That's definitely going to get a bold there because there's so much under project management. I'm going to write what I know, and then I'm going to start asking within phone calls and behind the scenes. But okay, so project management is going to do with scope of work, timeline, bonding, contractors, contractors. I know there's a lot more that goes into project management, but anyway, we're just going to leave it there. Master planning, make sure I got that. I'm going to bold that one. That I'm going to get. I've got some people that can really go deep on that, on master planning. Special events. Here we go. That's another big one. Some of you poor maintenance people, half of your work is special events. So that's set up, day of, and tear downs. Okay, but I know we can say more about that. I know how to spell downs. All right. Let's see. What am I missing? Special events. I can take that off. Oh, here's another big one. Now, this one we've actually done a couple of shows on. Urban forestry. And I actually do have a growing, this actually might become its own show, actually. Urban forestry is so we're just going to put certified arborist, maintenance, schedule, Am I the only one that has lost the ability to spell? Let's see. Certified arborist, maintenance schedule. What else am I missing here? Urban forestry. This is when I need my, you know what I need to do? This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a panel with like Daniel and Joseph and Jared and Brian. And we're just going to like have like 4 or 5 heads that are in this space to help me build this out. So if you've, I've got about 6 of us right now that are really hammering them. Actually, it's probably higher than that, but, all right. So urban forestry, let's see, trades. Well, there's a whole one right there. I'm gonna just put one for the trades, of which, yay, I'm gladly one of these. I'm gonna put this one first just because in a former life, I was an master electrician, plumber, HVAC. Irrigation. Yeah, that's what I said earlier. Okay. Yeah, those are the kind of the main three: electrician, plumber, HVAC. I know there are some more, but those are the ones that you'll find with a full-time job on that. Oh, here we go. SOPs. So let's do, where are we going to put SOPs, softwares? Let me just say, what can we call that? Management? I don't know. I'm going to put management. Management. And under management, we will talk about the softwares we use for work orders, writing SOPs. So softwares. So under management, let's just call management teams. Oh, and another one we can have is training. Training, and under this can be associations, licenses, certifications. What are the ones that we need? I know there's one for, obviously, for pesticides. You got to have a certification to even handle it and buy it and stuff like that. So that's, I know it can do something on that. All right, so we'll take out chemicals. Managing third-party contractors. That goes under project management. We got a good little list going here. Okay. General park maintenance. Let's just do park maintenance. Let's just make general park maintenance its own thing. And we're just going to have nothing under there for now. I'm so glad y'all get to come with me on this journey of building a spreadsheet, because I love spreadsheets. I think in spreadsheets. Not sure if any of my spreadsheet addicts out there, but I'm proudly one of you. Grant writing on maintenance projects. What can we put this under? No, we're coming back to that one. Equipment maintenance. I'm going to put that under turf. Turf management. Actually, I've already got it there because they've got most of the equipment, I think. Master planning. All right. Inspections. We're going to put that under general park maintenance. General park maintenance, we'll put inspections. We'll also put litter and restroom cleaning. Let's do playground inspections. Inspections and maintenance. All right. Plowing through here. People managing. Let's put that under managing teams. And that might be, like HR or hire. Let's just say hiring. Because I know a lot of, HR will put out the job, but then you got to kind of sign off on the person. Okay, software, people management, manage their parties, aeration of fields. I think we're done. I think we've picked apart this list. Thank you, Daniel, for helping us get this one started. But I'm going to tap everybody to grow this thing, both in depth and breadth, because this is how we're going to make our show. So we're going to make this show around bringing on experts on these topics. So here you go. If you know of an expert, let me make sure I'm going to go through them one more time. Turf management, irrigation, drainage, equipment maintenance, pesticides and fertilizers, landscapes, hardscapes, aeration. That's turf management. What are we missing? Are there any other topics right there? And who are the masters of each of these that we can bring on the show to speak at a high level? So looking for a drainage master. If you are one, or an irrigation master, if you are working with a company, if you are one yourself, if you pride yourself in watering and handling all the network of pipes and heads and everything else that goes under there. We need to get you on the show. Share all your wisdom here. Okay, master planning. That's just a title hanging out by itself. We've got athletic maintenance, general park maintenance. I got to delete that. I wish I could see my little spreadsheet. Actually, y'all probably can see my spreadsheet. I'm just not ready to show it to y'all right now because I haven't put colors on it. And any self-respecting spreadsheet creator has to put colors, liven things up a little bit. So I'll work on this more tonight. Project management, scope of work, timeline, bonding, contractors, managing third parties. That's what I have so far on project management. I know that's a big one. That's a beast. And that's, for those of you that haven't gotten thrown into the project management blender, let me tell you, it is special. I've worked in that one before. Special events, need to know more. I mean, all I've got right now is setup, day of, tear down. I know there's more to it, but scheduling, how about that? Scheduling. All right. Urban forestry, massive one. This probably will have its own show. Let me see if I can remember more stuff about urban forestry. You know what I could do is I could just go back to the big show that I had on urban forestry with Sevi and was it Brian? Yes, it was Brian. Okay. Here we've got some words. Do a little copying and then pasting in. And then. Okay. You ready for some big urban forest vocabulary here? Tree inventory. How many trees are you managing? Count them up. Let's go. Get them counted. We're talking about 10,000 trees, 20,000 trees. How many do you have to prune? How often do you have to prune them? We come into this tree every 2 years, every 5 years. Do we need to water it? Do we need to move it, chop it down? What are we doing? Tree inventory. Urban heat island, urban and community forest, tree canopy, tree species, public trees, attrition rate of an urban forest, manicured versus natural landscape. You could tell we had a whole show on this. This is actually our second show. And I could go on, but I'm not. I'm just going to wait until I get an urban forester certified arborist on the show, which I've actually got a couple scheduled. I think I've got a company scheduled to come on here in the San Antonio, Dallas metro or Texas area. So we'll get them on there. Electricians, here I am. What electrical questions do you have? I can answer any of them. Plumbers, HVAC, don't even ask me. I know nothing. Jon Snow. All right. General park maintenance. We're going to talk about, I know I can broaden this category. I need some help broadening this one. Inspections for CAPRA purposes, must inspect, part of the safety and understanding, deferred maintenance. How could we forget that one? We're going to put this one under general maintenance. Deferred. You think I'd get better at spelling maintenance since I have a show called, it's not my show, it's y'all's show. Deferred maintenance. Maintenance does not have a B in it. Okay, that looks better. General park maintenance is inspections, litter team, restroom cleanup. Let me separate that out. Because you know what I saw? I saw a robot cleaning a restroom literally by himself. I'm talking the toilet, the floors, the mirrors, the stalls, robots cleaning bathrooms. I need to send an image on that one. I think that's where these bathrooms cleaning jobs are going. That would be so nice. They could just clean it at night, every night. Just come out of a little closet, clean it, go back, clean itself, whatever. It could be like a semi-washing machine. Anyway, but I digest. All right, management teams. We got teams and tech. Let me do that. Teams and tech. Softwares, Cartograph is one for a work order system, giving some free advertisement to Cartograph and any others that want to come on here and help sponsor this show, because I know without software, the old paper systems would be painful to go to. So I want to talk more about softwares inside of maintenance because it seems like everybody's using those and they swear by them and love them as much as you can love a software. SOPs, writing and managing the SOPs, work orders, people managing, hiring, firing, that kind of stuff. The sad part. Oh, how about hiring, firing, laying off? These are some sad topics. Well, except for the hiring part, maybe. Okay. And then you know what? I'm going to put a special one just for me. Just for me. I'm going to put one called Future Tech. And we're going to call this one, I've got some categories I can put up in here because this is my favorite topic. All right. Robotics. No, I don't want to bold you. Unbold. Robotics and AI. Yesterday, I had a show all about AI in Parks and Rec. There's actually a person that specializes in this and decided to form a company called Jason Peters. Give him a shout out. GovTech Innovators. That was yesterday's show episode number 146, and really cool stuff there. So shout out to Jason Peters. Look him up, get him involved. You better start using this AI stuff before other parks people do and start outperforming you. Okay, so future tech, robotics, AI. I don't know why I have associations there. Oh, I see why. Just robotics and AI for now. Well, so actually, what type of robotics? Let's go with lawnmowers, which we had a demo done by Toro or Exmark, same company, I think. Lawnmowers, field paint. I know I'm butchering a lot of these titles, but I will get it all straightened out. I promise you by the end. Field paint stripers. I'm going to put bathroom cleaners and weed sprayers. There's an actual quadcopter out there that is spraying weeds at night. Weed sprayers. Identifying the unwanted vegetation and spraying one weed at a time. That's pretty scary. But it's happening. Actually, someone came on my show and told me about it. And there's a doctor, PhD team studying it, and they're using the park system as their kind of guinea pig. Okay, a lot of good stuff here. Turf management, master planning, athletic management. Where do I put that? For now, I'm going to put athletic management under turf management. Oh, I've got this stupid song in my head that I heard the other day. I'm cursing anyone that whoever played that Pink Pony Club song in my head. I'd have to find a way to get you back. It's stuck in my head. All right. Turf management, irrigation, drainage, equipment maintenance, pesticide, fertilizers, landscape, hardscapes, aeration, athletic maintenance. That's turf management, but that's a big topic. Okay. So what am I missing? Oh my gosh. Playgrounds. How could I forget? There's so much around playgrounds. Big topic. Playgrounds. We're going to go design, maintenance. That's all I'm going to have right now. but I know there's so much. And look, playgrounds are just, and we're going to throw splash pads up in there. Oh no, never mind. Can't believe I forgot this category. Let's just call it aquatics. Is that a good term? I know most people don't think of the maintenance side of aquatics when they say aquatics. They're thinking of the programming, but for now, I'm just going to put aquatics, and we're just going to put swimming pool. This is going to be the Craig Thinking Show. Brought to you by Craig's Brain. Swimming pool, chemicals, maintenance, and splash pads. The splash pads is what made me think of all this. Splash pads. Okay. Maintaining all that stuff. All right, so playgrounds, design and maintenance, aquatics, swimming pools, chemicals, maintenance, splash pads. You know what I want to put? Signage on general park maintenance. Because signage can either make a park look good or terrible. You end up having so many signs on a park that can almost be like litter. But I know a lot of people are starting to build their own signs in the house and make them pretty. Dog parks. Oh, I have got the person for dog parks. Thank you for whoever said that. Dog parks. That is a beast. And there is a lot of design to it. Like, it is a lot more than you think. I have got a dog park specialist. So tune in. We're going to talk about design and maintenance. Dog parks can be your worst nightmare to maintain. It is, if you know, you know. But I've got somebody that can make some really good content on dog parks. I just got to go dig them up. All right, so dog parks. Where was I? Special event project management, scope of work, timeline, bonding, contractors, managing third-party contractors. I've got some specialists for this one. Special events, setup, day of, tear down scheduling, urban forestry. We've got certified arborists, maintenance schedule, tree inventory, urban heat islands, urban and community forest, tree canopy, tree species, public trees, attrition rate, manicured versus naturalized. Oh, wait, we've got fire prevention on that one. Shout out to Brian over in Post Falls, Idaho. Prevention, fire prevention. Yeah, there's something, he can speak on that. Actually, we're supposed to do a whole show together just on fire prevention when it comes to urban forestry. Okay, trades. Right now I have electrician, plumber, HVAC, dogs, dog park, design and maintenance, general maintenance. So far we've got inspections, safety. Let me just put safety. Bet you didn't think there was so much in maintenance of parks and recreation. Playground inspections and maintenance, deferred maintenance, restroom cleaning, signage. That's going to be in the general. That's the catch-all subject. I'm sure we'll put some more in there. I got a big one. You wouldn't think I had so much stuff in my head about parks and rec maintenance. Trails, design and maintenance. All right, so where do we put all the things that we can find in Parks and Rec? I'm just going to put I don't even know what to call this, but you'll see what I'm talking about. How about just facilities? That's what we'll call it. Facilities. What are the facilities that you could have Mm. Oh, thank you, Sherry, for saying the obvious. This is comical. You're not going to believe this. Sherry just said, lighting up the parks. This is what I did for a living for 2 decades. Shows you how engaged I am in building this media company for the Parks and Rec community. I've totally forgotten what I did to support myself for a couple of decades, which is lighting. So we have what? Sports lighting. Yeah. I'm a lighting engineer by trade, lighting designer by choice, lighting manufacturer for fun. Sports lighting, security lighting, and solar. This was when I used to manufacture a hell of a solar light, which I can still get my hands on if anybody wants one. I got a ton of these throughout the park system. I just don't do that anymore. But if you need any help, hit me up. I'll put you in the right direction. Solar lighting. This is for like walking trails. I'm gonna just put walking trail lighting. Trail lighting. Signage, entranceways, stuff like that. Finally, a topic I can speak on. Lighting. Thank you, Sherry. Facilities. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking about when it comes to facilities. I'm thinking all the different things that you find. So imagine you get a piece of land, it's just trees, it's just grass. That's it. We're going to put a park in here. What are we going to put that we're going to have to maintain? So community center, obviously. That's the big one. Next to that, parking lot. Next to that, playground. Now this is going to be a big list. All the facilities. So dog park. Splash pad. And I know some of these is kind of be duplicative. It's already on my list in other places, but I want to talk about anyway, I'm just doing this for me. Splash pad. How much time do I have? Okay. Splash pad, tennis court. Pickleball court. Pump. Well, let's see. Trail. Pump track. There's a whole nother thing that I'm missing here. Tennis court. Just going through all the different parks that I've been to. I know I'm missing out a bunch. Like I just had it and it flew out of my head. So community center, parking lot, playground, dog park, splash pad, tennis court, pickleball court, trail, pump track, fields. Duh. I'm going to just say, well, no, let's just do it all. Baseball, field, because I know there's like the Miracle. Let me just put that in there. Miracle. Baseball. I don't even know if I'm saying that right. But look, here's the deal. Say it wrong and ask somebody to correct you. So all this is wrong. It's just a matter of how wrong. Maybe it's 5% right. Help me be less wrong. Baseball field, Miracle baseball, football, soccer. I'll run out of room here. And volleyball. We'll just put that. That'll give us a good start. I know we've got zoos. I'm gonna just put zoo on there. That's kind of its own beast. And Breck Park, where I'm from, they have their own zoo. But then I talked to a guy when I was up in Atlanta, and he had a zoo. Many Parks and Rec people have zoos. But they also have, what do you call that? Water world. It's like, let me just put pools, swimming pools. Oh, and how about workout facilities? What do you call that? Gym, fitness centers. There we go. Fitness centers. How about the senior centers? Senior. No, I'm spelling it. Senior centers. I'm not sure if we have any after school care. That's probably just all community center. I'm gonna just throw it in there. We can take it off later. After school care. I don't even know if we run it. Do we run any daycare? Let me just throw that in there. Daycare. All right. So these are all the potential facilities that you could be maintaining in Parks and Rec. All right. We've got a good list here. Thank you all so much for helping me think through and create this list. Let's see, facilities, lighting, general park maintenance, deferred maintenance, restroom cleaning, signage, management teams and tech, software, SOPs, work orders, people managing, hiring, firing, layoffs, future tech, AI, robotics, lawn mowers, field paint stripers, bathroom cleaners, weed sprayers, and then a restroom cleaning. Oh, wait, why do I have restroom cleaning? Training. That's what this needs to be, training. You can go to associations, have some stuff, but then there's a lot of places that will give you licenses, certifications for all the above. All right. So we want to create an entire show. We've already created an entire show called Facilities Maintenance, 10:30 a.m. Eastern, Monday through Thursday, where we bring on professionals and all the stuff that we just kind of laid out. We also just bring on superintendents, people that are doing the day-to-day and having them, peel back the layers so we can really understand and create content around the facilities maintenance career path. And then also we want to start bringing on experts in each of these categories. So not everyone, but really many of these categories. Example, irrigation. I mean, there are irrigation specialists, urban forestry, a certified arborist, playground design person. Just go down the list. And so why would we not go find the best, top 3 people in irrigation or in urban forestry and have them come just do a 1-hour show to educate us on this one field. Anyway, that's the idea. That's what we're doing. This is, I think, week number 4 or 5 or something. I lose count now. But we've probably got, 15, 20 shows under our belt. Remember, I told y'all, give me 30 shows to organize this, and it's going to be killer by the end of that. You give me 60 shows, holy cow. We've already got 3rd iteration on the logo. Let me just play this media clip for y'all, because why not? And I'll come back and close this thing out and get ready for my noon show.
Welcome to the Daily Parks and Rec Show, where we highlight the essential work that keeps our parks and facilities thriving. From local ball fields to multi-use athletic complexes, field maintenance ensures every space is safe, ready, and welcoming for play and community events. Facility maintenance is the backbone of operational excellence, ensuring that recreation centers, playgrounds, and shared spaces are functional, clean, and built to last. Behind the scenes, equipment maintenance keeps vital tools and machinery in peak condition. At the core of future forward thinking is sustainability management, integrating green practices that reduce environmental impact and enhance long-term resource stewardship. Facilities maintenance is more than routine upkeep. It's strategic, essential, and foundational to building healthy and resilient communities. This is the Daily Parks and Rec Show, honoring the professionals who keep our spaces running and our community strong.
Good job on making that, Chris. I'm sure we'll have a version 2.0 coming out as we get more content, as we get more professionals, as we get more good clips and stuff. But that was quite a good one. I think you made that before we even launched the show. So without much context, I think you kind of summed up what happens in facilities maintenance. We're just going to add some color to it with all the shows and experts that we're bringing on here. Okay, so that's all I have for y'all today. Just wanted to give y'all an update and kind of do a little live work session, building spreadsheets, picking apart facilities maintenance, all the things that go in it, all the experts that contribute to it. This is a massive undertaking. I would say that the real estate portfolio that is managed by the Parks and Rec system of America is probably the most valuable piece of real estate collectively on planet Earth. It sits in the heart of our communities. It's got insanely expensive playgrounds, splash pads, community centers. Takes an army, and the army that we're talking about is the show's army, the army of facilities maintenance professionals that have called this home their career. And have gained a tremendous amount of mastery, craftsmanship, expertise to do everything that needs to be done to maintain our park systems. And so we got a whole show for you guys, Monday through Thursday, 10:30 a.m. Eastern. And I'm really enjoying building this out. I mean, after only 3 or 4 weeks, we've got a nice little stable of professionals that have a ton of wisdom to share and can help us build this out. And got us our second or third version of our logo and a couple little clips. Like I said, give us 30, maybe even 60 shows, and you're going to be happy to sit here. Oh, let me throw on here continuing education, because shout out to Suzanne Diaz, Executive Director of Louisiana, who is now helping us out a little bit. Continuing education when it comes to just anything in Parks and Rec. We might be able to contribute to this. Continuing education. Yeah, so that's like CEUs. Because we might be able to do something here on the show. Maybe some digital stuff. I don't know. Just thinking. All right. This is Craig LeBlanc signing off with the Daily Parks and Rec Show. Craig LeBlanc, the doorman, helping to building a media company just for parks and recreation, similar to how ESPN is for sports fanatics. This is your own media company. And let me just run through the list of shows that we got going on here. We have got number 1. This is the DPRS Media Company. That's the name of the media company. You can see where we got DPRS from, Daily Parks and Rec Show. That was our flagship show that we launched with. That has now morphed into Leaders in Parks and Rec. That's our noon show that's coming up in 45 minutes. That's a Monday through Thursday show. This show is the morning show, 10:30 a.m. Monday through Thursday on facilities maintenance, followed by the Leaders in Parks and Rec show, our flagship show that started it all, 12 noon Monday through Thursdays. Then we have our Youth Sports Mastery with my co-host Aaron Locks with the National Academy of Athletics. Awesome show. All things youth sports, all types of sports. Really great show. I'm kind of really proud of that show. So that's Thursdays at 1:30, every Thursday, 1:30 Eastern. Then we have actually our first show out of the main 2 ones was the Young Professionals Network. I guess how about I scroll through these media? Hold on. All right. There's our parent company. There's this show, Facility Maintenance. This is the show coming up, Leadership Series. Actually, we've changed that a little bit, so I got to fix that. Or actually, I got to get Kathleen or Chris to fix it. This is our Young Professionals. Chris, if y'all are paying attention, you see how Youth Sports Mastery, you can see Youth Sports really big, kind of read it. But then somehow this is a little bit smaller. I kind of like, Let's Talk Shop. I feel like I can read that. Maybe it's just because for us blind folk, This was the original, crispy or original. And then we have our, so that's our young professionals. This is for college kids in college, getting a degree that will prepare them for Parks and Rec. Now, there's also a lot of degrees that Parks and Rec needs, from all the fields: accounting, marketing, design, landscape architecture, urban forestry, you name it. There's a lot of stuff that Parks and Rec departments hire. It's not just, youth sports or programming or aquatics or therapeutic recreation. There's a lot of stuff that they need. So anyway, we created a show for people coming into the field, people that are recently in the field within the first 5 years of being hired full time, or teachers, mentors, professors that are teaching, or if you have calling all internship programs, if you're running a good internship program or even a terrible internship program, please reach out to me. This is so rare that parks, unfortunately, it is rare that a park system has an internship program, especially one that they are proud of. And so I think this is a major opportunity to solve this. And so we're going to help spearhead this and push as much as we can to get the word out about the best internship programs. If you have one, please reach out to me on LinkedIn. I would love to have you on this Friday show. I think I'm available this Friday. Let me double check. Yes. Friday, I do not have somebody scheduled for that. So I'm going to reach out to somebody, but if you can come, if you have an internship program, please come on the show this Friday. I'd love to hear more about it as an example of what can be done with an internship program in your park systems. And then let's see our last show. Okay. So we're still putting together another show called Financial Fridays. Actually, I think it's just going to have, that's probably not going to be the name. It's just a placeholder. But it's going to be about deferred maintenance, grant writing, sustainable park systems, financial strength of a park system, making sure that we have very strong footing for our park systems. And we're going to talk all about that. I'm sure master planning will be put in that as well, that bucket. But we want to have a Friday show at that 10:30 a.m. time slot. And then lastly, this is something I'm pretty excited about. So the Rec Room is a podcast that we're doing monthly, and we're the producer of it. But the people that are that it's their show is Henry County, Georgia. Shout out to their executive director, JP, and Brian Dixon, that have kind of spearheaded this. And it's the team of 6. So you've got the executive director, head of athletics, head of maintenance, head of pretty much all the leadership team of a very nice size park system, Parks and Rec department. And monthly, you're just going to see how it all works, the problems they face. We're just going to basically have the whole leadership team on there, and we're just going to roll the cameras, and we're just going to create content on what a well-run park department looks like, and the brains that are doing it, and the decisions they're making, and how and why they make those decisions. So we're going to do that monthly, and that's going to be second Wednesday of every month. The Rec Room, produced by DPRS Media Company, our first. And they're going to be our first kind of, they had their little podcast put together, but they didn't really have all the bells and whistles that we have to produce a full-blown media company. So they didn't have graphics designers, they didn't have editors, they didn't have social media managers, they didn't have anybody in charge of distribution or recruitment. Well, we have all that. So if you have a podcast that you're producing just by yourself, or a couple of Parks and Rec people, or you're a little association and you're doing a monthly, please reach out to me. I will help you produce your podcast free of charge. I will find you a sponsor. I've got tons of people that we're gearing up to sponsor the main company and all the work that we're doing. So if you're producing a podcast, let me help you. We'd be glad to help you. And mainly our job here is to get the word out and get your podcast packaged up, looking pretty, getting ready for the ball, and then distributing and getting it to as many eyeballs as possible in the Parks and Rec community. So the Rec Room is our first taker on this, And we are super excited to have somebody that's kind of outside of what we're doing, but we get to kind of bring them into the family, the DPRS family, and help produce their content. So loving it. And that starts the second Wednesday of next month, which, let me just pull up my calendar, will be the 11th. June 11th is their launch date. So looking forward to that. Even if it's a train wreck, the first show, that's fine. Look, the bar is going to be so low you can trip on it. We just want to launch the show. Everything else is a bonus. All right, so I think that's all I can say today before I get on my next show, 12 noon Eastern, Leaders in Parks and Rec, coming up soon. I will see y'all here in a minute. Love you guys. Thank y'all for all the love and support. See y'all here in a bit. Bye.
Welcome to the Daily Parks and Rec Show, where we highlight the essential work that keeps our parks and facilities thriving. From local ball fields to multi-use athletic complexes, field maintenance ensures every space is safe, ready, and welcoming for play and community events. Facility maintenance is the backbone of operational excellence, ensuring that recreation centers, playgrounds, and shared spaces are functional, clean, and built to last. Behind the scenes, equipment maintenance keeps vital tools and machinery in peak condition. At the core of future forward thinking is sustainability management, integrating green practices that reduce environmental impact and enhance long-term resource stewardship. Facilities maintenance is more than routine upkeep. It's strategic, essential, and foundational to building healthy and resilient communities. This is the Daily Parks and Rec Show, honoring the professionals who keep our spaces running and our communities strong.